Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, it's a delicious drink with an incredible story inspired by the best whiskey maker the world never knew. Nathan Nearest Green is the first African-American master distiller on record in the U.S., and he is credited with helping Jack Daniel launch his distillery in the 1850s. Here to tell us more is Fawn Weaver from Uncle Nearest Whiskey. Hi, Fawn.
Hello.
Okay, so I know you don't like to take credit for bringing us the story of Uncle Nearest, but please, thank you, first of all.
Oh.
I think you should, and you can here. And tell us about the man, Nathan Green.
Nathan Green, and the reason why I don't take credit is a part of how I found out about it is he's all throughout Jack Daniel's biography.
Sure.
So he's the best kept secret that was never a secret.
Right.
But he is, as you mentioned, the first African-American master distiller on record in the United States. He is the person that we know helped to perfect the Lincoln County process. So essentially the only difference between bourbon and Tennessee whiskey is a filtering through sugar maple charcoal.
Ah, okay.
You take a traditional bourbon, you run it through however 10, 13 feet of sugar maple charcoal, and what comes out of it is a very smooth product. So it's almost, consider it bourbon plus one additional step. So I personally think I think it's more premium than bourbon because we're adding something to it. Everything in our bottle is between 9 and 11 years old. And so it is a beautifully aged product. And we know certain things about Nearest. We know that his whiskey was never discounted. When it was on sale, didn't happen.
Yeah.
Everyone else would go on sale, not his, because it was the best, and we try to follow that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. Talk a little bit about how he got his name, Uncle Nearest, and his relationship with Jack Daniels. We're belling up to the bar. We're going to try some in just a minute.
Let's do it.
Yes.
I have no idea how he got his nickname. The irony is I know over 100 of his descendants. They all have nicknames, and none of them know how they got their nicknames. His great granddaughter is Chick and Rabbit, and you're like, where did these come from?
Right.
And no one knows. And so we just say he was the nearest and dearest.
I love it.
And that's how we look at it. But his legal name was Nathan Green, but I haven't found one legal document from any of his children where they called him Nathan.
Yes.
Everyone called him Nearest. And those in Lynchburg, Tennessee, family and friends, all referred to him as Uncle Nearest.
Oh, I love that. I want to call him Uncle Nearest.
Yeah.
I was reading that you got to interview, you and your husband, his 106-year-old great-granddaughter?
Yes.
Granddaughter?
Yes, and she just crossed the 108-year mark earlier this year. And yes, I had a great time interviewing. There were so many people, I think it's in the whiskey, there were so many people I got to interview that are his descendants that were over the age of 80 years old. So the ability to piece this story together was made easier because he had so many descendants who had been dying to tell the story for so long.
Yeah, sign me up then if it's going to help me live to 108. And it is delicious. I can't wait to try it. But talk to about how you say, Fawn, that this is not just about the whiskey, but it's a movement.
It is that's actually something one of our team members said in our commercial. So we launched our first national commercial. You guys run it here, and it is completely unscripted. I literally had a director follow around our team members as they went into the marketplace and shared this story. And to every single one who's pounding the pavement and sharing this, it's about more than whiskey. It is really, truly bringing to life a legacy that we should have known for the last 150 years.
Sure.
And because we didn't, we have to be out there every single day sharing this story to make sure that the next generation, they just know who he is. They're not learning they know who he is from the beginning.
I was reading too, you said, the way to honor him is to put his name on the bottle and how his family was so proud of that. But they said, we aren't owned anything. We aren't owed anything.
Not owed anything.
We just want him to be known.
We want him to be known. We want him to be honored. And Nearest's family, along the entire way of doing this, have been all a part of it and being helpful and making sure not only do we bring the legacy forth, but we do it with excellence.
Sure.
And so on any given day, my text messages are filled with me going back and forth with Nearest's family, sharing all the things that are happening around the world as people not only embrace this drink, but they're cheering us on. They're rooting us on. From every corner of the world, we can literally feel people rooting us on.
Right.
And it's the best feeling.
Well, I'm so excited for you that it's starting to really be well known in the U.S., but you're well known all over the world. Like Japan is a huge market for you.
Japan, the UK is, just insane. It is hard to go into a place in the UK where they don't know Uncle Nearest, where they're not selling Uncle Nearest, and it is fantastic. Yeah, and Japan is one of the hardest markets to break into They love
Yes.
their Japanese whiskey.
Right.
They also love their Uncle Nearest.
All right,
Yeah.
that's excellent. Let's stand up and
All right.
start making some drinks. And I know that you
Okay.
just won a big award, so tell people about
Oh yeah,
that too.
so we just won in New York the 2019 World Whiskies Award. It's done by Whiskey Magazine, and we were named one of 2 distillers that were named World's Best. And so we have won over 15 awards in the last 16 months. Double gold in China, gold
That's
in
incredible.
San Francisco. All right, this is
Okay.
what we're making. We're
Okay.
making the one cocktail I know how to make.
Okay,
It
perfect.
is a Tennessee Buck. You really cannot mess this up.
All right, well, when
And-
you have such great whiskey, you don't really need to add things to it,
not.
but for your pleasure, we're going to. I
For
know.
your
Yes.
pleasure. All right, so you are going to, I am putting in 1.5 ounces of Uncle Nearest
Okay.
super premium whiskey, and
Oh, that's good.
then flipping it over
Okay.
and doing up, kind of messing that up.
Did you ever think that your life would be distilling whiskey?
Absolutely not. I am the child of 2 teetotalers. And I have to believe that my father is in heaven with Nearest and with Jack, and they're sipping.
And he's changed his mind. I love that.
That is what I believe. This is Domaine de Canton. It is a ginger liqueur. All I did was flip over this jigger.
Okay.
And this is just 3/4 of an ounce on this side.
Okay.
And then you can top it off with as much ginger beer if you want.
Ooh, I love it.
This is my
Okay.
personal favorite, if I can open it.
Yeah. Oh, do you need my brute
Nope, got
strength?
it.
Okay,
Got
I knew
it.
you could do it. I knew you could do it.
So this is, you can top it with however much you want. Me personally, I love this particular ginger beer.
Right, right.
And let's see if these cubes are going to fit in here. This in of itself may be a modern day miracle.
So,
Hold
right.
on.
While you're doing that, I want to read this quote that you said because I love it so much, Fawn. I want to share it with everyone. But you said, in this day and age, in what feels like an increasingly divided America, it's nice to have at least one feel-good story, a legacy lost, rediscovered, now shared with the world. All its problems, people not embracing it, but cheering it on. I love that. And it's an American whiskey, and I want to cheers to that, and cheers to you for bringing us the whiskey of Uncle Nearest and his story. Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
And cheers to Uncle
everyone.
Nearest.
Thank you. Oh, that's really good. Tell us where we can pick up a bottle.
Anywhere.
Okay.
We are in over 500 locations in the Atlanta area.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. For more information about Uncle Nearest whiskey, you can visit them online at unclenearest.com.